Everyone, if everyone will start finding their seats, there's plenty of seats over to the east side, so this is not the Baptist church. You don't have to sit on the back row.
I've got a running total of how many times you said future out of all of the remarks.
Well, I'm taking it out all mine.
It's all in mine.
I added 5.
I added 5, even better.
What's the number? What's the word?
Future.
Did you do it over and under?
I'm going to say 11.
There's a word that they sent me in the notes that I can't even pronounce, like mathematronics or something. I'm not saying that.
Put an extra syllable.
Future I'm okay with.
We thought we were saying Megatron. We thought we would be making big,
Like giant, the biggest.
and I said, no, it's Megatron.
Hey, you're fine. Just so you know that's a hotline. Do you want to make another announcement asking people that?
Yeah.
Can I have your attention, please? If you're over this way, come over. There's plenty of seats. This way. Rob Fulp, this way. Cliff Davis.
You've got plenty of seats over here.
There's plenty of seats on this side. Come on over. Cliff, get people to come this way. Rob Fulp, there's a seat waiting for you.
Hey, how are you?
Nobody listens.
They will once it gets started.
They're all too
They're glad here. Good for them.
subscribing to what I Yeah. They have to.
Oh, my wife and their son and niece, CFO and assistant CFO, foundation director. And foundation director. Well,
I guess I play golf.
there you
I
go.
was wearing
We're going to start with it already.
t-shirts. I'm wearing shorts right here.
Good morning. There are a few seats on the left side over here if you would like. If you'd like to stand, that's fine, but we're going to go ahead and get started because we like to start on time at OTC. Please have a seat. Welcome to the Robert W. Plaster Center for Advanced Manufacturing. I'm Hal Higdon, Chancellor of Ozarks Technical Community College, and I have the pleasure this morning of serving as your Master of Ceremonies. As I look around the room, I see faces of many people that are important to the college and to this community and this state. The leadership from Springfield Public Schools, the Chamber of Commerce, the Springfield Business Development Corporation, retirees from OTC, and many donors and business leaders throughout the community. We would not be able to be here today without these people, and we appreciate you. In addition, there are a few others I'd like to particularly acknowledge. If you would, hold your applause till we get to the end of our recognitions, and then we'll give them all a big round of applause. We have with us several members of our Board of Trustees today. We have Mr. Larry Snyder and his wife Donna, Mr. Howard Fisk and his wife Jan. Well, Jan's not here. I just realized that Jan is on the way, which when we have dinner, that's usually the case, isn't it? So, don't tell Jan I said that. We have Mr. John Gentry and his wife Susan, Mr. Paul Sunday, there he is, and Ms. Paula Adams. Let's give our Board of Trustees a big hand. This next person I'd like to introduce is really important to the college because he is our founding president. We have with us today our President Emeritus, Dr. Norman Myers, and his wife, Pat. I do have to take a point of personal privilege because Dr. Myers was here for 16 years, and I've now been here for 16 years and 1 month, so I win. It's not many educational institutions that can have two CEOs in 32 years, both with the same birthday. We were both born on the same day in October. So any of you people thinking of applying for the job when I retire, October 26th has to be your birthday or you're out. We also have several elected officials with us today. We have Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe, Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, Congressman Billy Long, and Congressman Long, you were at the groundbreaking as well, so we appreciate you coming back. Senator Lincoln Huff, Representative Alex Riley, Representative Bill Owen, Representative Betsy Fogel, Representative Craig Fischel, and Representative Hannah Kelly. Sonia Anderson is here representing Senator Roy Blunt's office. Eric Engelmeyer representing Senator Josh Hawley's office. We have all three of our county commissioners today. We have Presiding Commissioner Bob Dixon. We have Commissioner John Russell and Commissioner Rusty McLaughlin. We have Springfield Mayor Kim McClure, Springfield Mayor Pro Tem Matt Simpson, and might I add, he's also an OTC employee, so he gets a special mission, and members of the Springfield City Council. Let's give our elected officials a big hand. We would also like to recognize the members of the OTC Foundation Board of Directors and the Plaster Manufacturing Center Corporate Advisory Board. If you serve on either one of those boards, would you please stand? And last but certainly not least, we have several members with us today from the Plaster family and the Robert W. Plaster Foundation. Would you please stand and be recognized? This is an historic day in the life of the college. April of 1990 was the day that the voters said yes to a technical community college in this community. April of 2018, they said yes again to growing that college to the full vision that the voters had in 1990. It is not an understatement to say this is a game-changing day in the history of the college. 120,000 square feet, millions of dollars of advanced technology, a facility built to be toured. As you came in, you saw the assembly stairs, which I will tell you, we still hear. We stole that idea from Greenville, South Carolina. Members of our board remember going out there. And those will be for fifth graders, sixth graders, whomever, to come in and start their tour and look at the big video screen, get their safety instruction. They will take us directly up to the Emerson Discovery Lab and then out onto this catwalk so that they can see, even though manufacturing is going on, instruction is going on. This whole building was built for tourability. And one of the things we heard loud and clear from our advisory board, from our trustees, from our foundation, from business and industry, is we need to make people understand manufacturing is clean, safe, cool, well-paid, and modern. And that's what we're here to do today. So we'll start this morning with a video that highlights how the Plaster Manufacturing Center came to be. Please direct your attention to the video screen.
Decide on two propositions that have to do with Ozarks Technical Community College. Linda Russell explains what each one would help fund.
Come April 3rd, many of you will see both Proposition A and Proposition B on your ballots. And OTC wants you to know that A is for the programs they already have, while B is for big plans. Area leaders are showing their support because they believe OTC can help drive the region's growth.
The number one factor for employers, if they're going to grow here, if they're already here, or those companies that are not here yet, looking at where they're going to locate next, is they want to know they have a reliable pipeline of talent and workforce that can be trained.
I was actually mayor when that actually went to the ballot. And so when you talk about that, that's a community-wide effort, and it goes back to what I talk about so often, and that's collaboration. And that is that very little of any consequence in this community happens without a lot of people weighing in and supporting it. And clearly that 5-cent levy was an example of that.
For us, it was great because we stood up there and we presented our case, and then we got to see faces light up. And they were already really positive about OTC, but then when we talked about what our dreams were for the future with the center, I mean, they got excited. And so the campaign was not hard. The campaign was really fun.
The OTC bond issue, Proposition A, would renew a 5-cent tax that's been paid for many years to help support the school. Overwhelmingly, this thing is passed tonight. Proposition B on the ballot also for OTC. This would be a new 5-cent tax for the school, and with 100% of precincts reporting there, that one passes too.
For our voters who voted yes on A and B, thank you. When we passed the original 20 years ago, we made promises and we outperformed, and we promised to outperform our promises again.
At Ozarks Technical Community College in Springfield today, OTC says the $40 million Center for Advanced Manufacturing will house training and education for robotics, mechatronics, and automation. Governor Parson and Representative Billy Long were at the groundbreaking ceremony today. The center will also have space for companies to do research and develop new equipment.
You know, the one thing we're really needing is that vehicle. You know, my goal has always been to try to grow our community with jobs that you can raise a family on. Manufacturing jobs pay well over the average salary. If we're going to grow our community here in Southwest Missouri, I believe that manufacturing is one of our best bets.
My prediction will be that as we look back on this will be a great turning point in the history of OTC. I think people will look back and say, you know, they had great years from the inception of the college. But you know when it really turned the corner was when we started the Plaster Manufacturing Center.
While this project represents our last and largest promise made to the voters in 2018, we also delivered on that promise by building our new Republic Center and the relocation and expansion of our agricultural program to the Richwood Valley campus. If you haven't been to the Richwood Valley campus, you need to. You can see a lot of cattle, see sheep, you can see line workers, you can see all types of agriculture and business and industry going on, and that's all thanks to the voters in 2018. Now let's hear from my platform guests. The first speaker I have the pleasure of introducing today is our Lieutenant Governor, Mike Kehoe. Lieutenant Governor Kehoe has been a steadfast friend to workforce development, economic development, and higher education, and we are thrilled to have him today to bring you a few words.
Well, thank you, Dr. Higdon, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's a facility that we toured just a few months ago, and Hal was showing me around all the various catwalks and hallways, and he took particular pride in that entrance area where there's a set of stairs where he could show young people what their future could look like if they decided to come to OTC. And every piece of this building, Hal, I think you stole an idea from somewhere. Yeah, that's good, legally. The facility, you hear people talk about workforce development all the time, and a lot of politicians talk about workforce development all the time. This is workforce development. I mean, you actually have a physical now facility that stretches beyond anyone's possible imagination. I wanted to give a shout out. Hal mentioned several state reps that are here, and Senator Huff. They absolutely led the charge on how important this facility would be, not just for OTC in the Springfield area, but for the region and the state. This is the model that people will be looking at. We were at a meeting, Hal and I were at a meeting a couple of months ago, and a major manufacturer came up to me and said, hey, there's a place where we have a facility in another state where they're actually building something where manufacturers can go in and test out new equipment and train students. And they described this place, and I said, we're light years ahead of you. We're about to open one in about 2 weeks. So that's the kind of thought that people are having right now, to bring these young men and ladies to the entire OTC campus, for that matter, to find out where their heart is. Because that's what these types of places do. They actually prepare us to go have those economic development conversations across the country and the globe, to be able to say, here's what we mean when we say workforce development. Steve, it's great to see you as well. Steve's dad and I had a great relationship, and I know he would be incredibly proud to see his name put on the front of this building. The Plaster family has been so involved in making sure young people understand they have a path to their future all across our state. But this is the diamond of all of those efforts right here in front of you today. We're going to continue to work with what we have to do to make sure folks know that we have a great workforce in Missouri. We have the right work ethic. We have people that want to go to work, and now we have people that are trained to go to work. And I know there'll be an announcement later about who will actually be in this beautiful high bay facility. But as we bring those young folks through, and Hal and his people put them on that set of stairs in the entrance, you're going to have young men and ladies dreaming about what they want to be in the future. And you're going to be helping people out that you'll probably have never met and may never meet. But there'll be thousands and thousands of young men and women who will benefit from this facility and the entire campus. And just from the business standpoint, the economic development impact that this facility has on the area over 10 years is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's a great case for this, not only in the need and what kids will learn here, but also in how it benefits the economy. I appreciate the partnership with Cliff and Missouri State University, with the Chamber, with the county, all of the folks who came together to make this happen. You hear about the 3 Ps, public-private partnership. This, again, is a model of how well that can work and how it can prepare our folks for the future. It is such a pleasure to be here today, and I appreciate the great crowd for this beautiful facility. I know it's going to be successful. I wish you all the best of luck, Hal, and thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Governor. Our next speaker is Senator Lincoln Hough. Senator Hough actually represents this campus in all of the city of Springfield. He also has the distinction of serving on the State Senate Appropriations Committee, where he has been a champion, not only for OTC, but Cliff Smart would probably agree for Missouri State too, and our K through 12. There's $12 million of state money in this facility that would not have happened without the leadership of Senator Hough and our representatives and other state officials. And so we really appreciate the investment. People think of taxes as a burden, but when you invest in something that creates a facility like this that will be used for years and years and create so many jobs, it's an investment that's well worth making. And we're really appreciative of Senator Hough's faith in OTC and his willingness and ability in the state legislature to make that investment. So please welcome Senator Hough.
So thank you, first of all, for the participation from our community and being here for this dedication this morning. Hal's right. My faith in OTC is founded, quite frankly, in seeing this institution. I've been at this game for a little while now, about 10 years, which is a long time anymore in elected politics. But I remember OTC whenever, Hal, you were rehabbing an atrium to put classrooms in because you were bursting at the seams. And I've seen you change this campus over the last several years for not just the betterment of Springfield and the students that come here, but as the Lieutenant Governor said, it's for the future of this state. It's for the future of the employers that we have here. And I think there's something to be said that the SRCs and the positronics are here today, because they know that facilities like this are how we are going to turn out the graduates that they need to employ. We hear everywhere all the time that we're short on a workforce. We're short on people, we're short on bodies, we're short on Anyone in transportation knows you're short on drivers and you're short on trucks. This is how you change that. Hal mentioned that I serve on the Senate Appropriations Committee, and when you have money, you get a lot of credit for the things that get done. But it doesn't get done just on our side. We've got representatives here, not just from Springfield, but from our surrounding areas, and that's how we do this, guys. Springfield's a unique community in that we do collaborate incredibly well with all of our education folks in this community. But your legislators do that too. And I think that is a testament to the work that can get done when you put some politics aside. And you're probably not going to get me in front of a microphone in the near future where I say, or where I don't say, that we need to put some of those differences and some of those biases apart. Set them aside. Because this right here, this $120,000, this $40+ million structure is what you get when you actually work together. When your city and your county and your state and your private folks all come together. And you know what? We are all better for it. And generations of this community and this region and this state will be better for it. So it is an honor to serve as the senator for the city of Springfield. It's a pleasure to serve on the Appropriations Committee while we do have some money, because I've seen the other side of it when I was in the House, and it's not that fun. So this is better. And I just want to say that as long as we continue to collaborate and we continue to work together, there is no end to the possibilities in this community. There's no end to the educational opportunities, to the workforce opportunities, to the business opportunities. And when I'm raising 2 boys at home, I want them to have every opportunity. Dr. Lathan, I want every student in our school district to have every opportunity that they have to stay here, to build this community, and this is how you do it. Hal, this is a testament to you all, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you all for your attendance as well. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. And I realized when we set this meeting, it was after the primary. So we're really glad that you won your primary, Lincoln. So he might not have been as joyful today. He would have shown up.
Might not have been here.
Yeah. I'm guessing you would have shown up. But our next speaker is the chair of the OTC Board of Trustees. Paul has the distinction of being the first alumni of the college to serve on the board, and of course would be the first alumni of the college to serve as chair of the board. And we have such a fantastic board. I look out at our board members here, and they have had such an impact on me, this college, and this community. And before we bring Paul up, I just want to thank our Board of Trustees. Thank you. Let's give them a hand. Paul is a dynamic business leader in our community. He's also a dynamic chair of our board, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Paul Sunday, chair of the Board of Trustees.
You know, what's funny is when it passed, that was the same election I was on, so call it a coincidence. I don't know, maybe. Higdon, thank you very much. What a great day to be a part of OTC. I was talking to the guys up here earlier. I was like, how many times do you think we're going to say future in our speeches? And I put the over-under at about 11. So future, 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 future. This is absolutely the new bar for what junior colleges and community colleges is going to be for our state. And as we talked about this over and over, it was the new bar for all the colleges. So there's going to be kids that are coming from St. Louis that are going to come down here, and their lives are going to change. So the voters that voted for it, thank you very much for always believing in OTC and supporting us whenever that happens. To all the donors that have put their time and their means behind OTC, thank you for answering the call whenever it was picked up. To the Board of Trustees, future, past, present, It is very easy to be on this board because we put our money where our mouth is. It is very easy to stand behind something that is so community give back based. It is not hard. And today is a testament to that. So there's a couple people inside here, other than I'm sure Marty McFly's over there looking for his, sports book, and Doc is here somewhere because we are in the future, and the future is here. So right now, basically where my head goes is there's a lot of people that made this happen that sometimes don't get thanks. The staff that worked on this, Rob Rector, those damn whiteboards. I tell you what, the staff is amazing. It was not the easiest of time to build a $40+ million project during construction. And if you know anything about construction, you know how hard of task that is. There's another group of people, and I will say this, the teachers that are gonna run this building. This is a really beautiful building, but it's just a building. Without the teachers that are gonna change people's lives, it'd be just another beautiful building. So it's time to go to work. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what we're going to offer. And there's one other person or group. It's the students, the 4th grader that's gonna come take a tour here. The non-traditional student, the mom and dad that might be thinking, wait, I am gonna go learn mechatronics. I am gonna go learn a different trade that changes my life and betters my family. I'll leave you with this. The future is now, the building is here. We'll see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for recognizing those folks. And there's one other group I really need to recognize. We recognized our founding president, but we have some retirees here with us today, and we stand on their backs of what they did many years. If you're a retiree from OTC, would you please stand? Sandy Jones is there, and she was Dr. Meyer's executive assistant and then mine, and she would have fussed at him for forgetting to do that, and she would have fussed at me for forgetting to do that. So I saw Sandy, and I said, I better recognize everybody because she will come by and remind me afterwards I didn't recognize everybody I should. So she's still on the job. Our next speaker is Keith Calhoun, and Keith is with Emerson, and I hope you all get a chance to see the Emerson Discovery Lab at the top of the assembly stairs. It is fantastic, and their gift means so much. Keith has large responsibilities with the Emerson Corporation, including the plants in Lebanon and Ava, and he has been serving on our advisory board. He's been a great cheerleader, and we really appreciate his commitment, Emerson's commitment to this building and to our communities. So please welcome Keith Calhoun.
Yes, we have a workforce shortage. Yes, we do. And I see a lot of kids out here today, and that's what this is all about, is our future. And I've heard that word several times. I am honored to be here today and be a part of this very important grand opening. Like Hal mentioned, I work for Emerson. Emerson is a Missouri-based 130-year-old manufacturing company. In Southwest Missouri alone, we employ 1,500 people in our 2 facilities in Lebanon and Ava. Our employees are best in class because of the skills, ability, and training they bring to the job. But also our facilities are best in class because of what each of them do. Precision machining in Ava and high-volume automated assembly and machining in Lebanon. These 2 Missouri facilities have produced over 70 million compressors and related components for air conditioning systems in the past 30 years. In total, Emerson facilities have produced over 200 million Copeland brand scroll compressors worldwide. If you enjoy air conditioning in your home or apartment, there's a high likelihood that one of our compressors is helping provide you comfort and cooling. If not, it's likely one of our competitors' units. Emerson has made a major investment and contribution to the Robert W. Plaster Center for Advanced Manufacturing at OTC. We have committed $500,000 to help this dream become a reality. Our goal is simple: to help train and prepare the next generation technical worker for employment in manufacturing companies like Emerson in our region. Our facilities in Lebanon and Ava utilize over 350 robots in the manufacturing process. The automation we use in our facilities has never been greater. Therefore, the skill set and training needed to help our technicians be successful in the installation, troubleshooting, and maintenance of automation processes is critical to our success. Today, we employ dozens of graduates of OTC's technical program. It's people like Patrick Egan and John Howard, who are important leaders at Emerson and doing great work for us. We see this graduate number continuing to grow in the future. And this is why today Emerson is proud to partner with OTC in the building of the Emerson Innovation Discovery Lab, which you will see today is a focal point for facility tours and hands-on activities for students and tour participants. I've already signed up a couple of 8-year-olds to future contracts with Emerson as they were playing with the robots upstairs earlier this morning. It's true. Our goal with the Emerson Innovation Discovery Lab is to change the image of manufacturing in the public imagination. We also want to raise the awareness of manufacturing career opportunities for middle school and high school students as they think about their career plans. Our dream is to make manufacturing and technical positions more appealing as a viable career path in the future. And our dream is that young kids and students who visit OTC in the future on field trips will discover something cool, something innovative, something fun and interactive, hence the name Emerson Innovation Discovery Lab. The contribution by Emerson is really an investment in the future of our Southwest Missouri operations. We hope you are able today to take the time to see for yourself our Emerson Innovation Discovery Lab and this beautiful Robert W. Plaster Center for Advanced Manufacturing. I would like to also say, while I have the chance, it's been a real honor and pleasure to work alongside Dr. Higdon, Robert Randolph, Amy Bacon, Tom Hilmus, and the rest of the advisory board these past 3 years. Very professional and class individuals, and I was honored to be a part of it. So, congratulations, OTC. Congratulations, students, and congratulations to the people of Southwest Missouri for helping make this dream a reality.
Thank you, Keith. Next speaker I have the pleasure of introducing is Jason Hanisch, and Jason works with the Plaster Family Foundation. And it's been our pleasure to work with Jason as we have worked through the process of the naming of this building and getting to know him. Dusty Childress, our community Education Center president, and Jason, I think, have shared a lot of meals as they talked about what OTC does. And Jason is a great friend to OTC, and it's my pleasure to welcome him to the microphone now.
Good morning. They only gave me 45 minutes, so buckle up. So nice seeing everyone today, and thank you to our wonderful hosts, Chancellor Higdon and Amy Bacon. I'd like to also acknowledge members of the Robert W. Plaster Foundation Board who are able to join us today: Molly Kerr, Larry Weiss, and of course, Stephen Plaster. At the Foundation, we open our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to start by saying that I never had the benefit of meeting Mr. Plaster, though I wish I had. There are so many fascinating stories. But I can say that I've got to know about him through several of his favorite sayings that are still in use in the family business today. Can't, never, could. You never fail until you stop trying. Results are what I'm paid to produce, and the difference between mediocrity and success is an hour a day. And of course, I've gotten to know about him through his children. The grand opening of this magnificent new OTC manufacturing facility bearing his name is but one of many results his foundation has helped to ensure Robert W. Plaster's legacy and to share about his belief in the free enterprise system. Robert W. Plaster believed that he could not have achieved all he did, no matter how hard he worked, if it not for the free enterprise system we enjoy in America. We often take this for granted. Instead, it should be celebrated like we are today. Profit from work, the fruits of our labor, is what allows philanthropy, charity, and providing for others. Just think of all the students who will learn in this facility and all the boats lifted through their work. And all because free enterprise system allows individuals the liberty to choose wisely, such as what we see here. In the past, institutions of higher education in the city of Springfield have benefited from the generosity of Robert W. Plaster. His foundation continues that legacy of generosity. And here we are today with yet another example. This is the 5th such project in Springfield. But that's not all. As there are now 13 institutions of higher education in Missouri that have benefited, some, like OTC, have benefited more than once, bringing the total number of facilities our foundation has supported in Missouri to 22. And like the TV ads, that's not all. The foundation has now supported schools in 9 states, is about to add its 10th state, and bring the total number of Robert W. Plaster named projects to 33 by the end of this year. And there are several more in the works. It is the plan of the foundation to continue that dedication. I can tell you that Robert W. Plaster Foundation runs a tight ship in order to maximize what's given for the benefit of others. I don't know a better way to get to know someone than through observing their children. And as we're here in the Show Me State, you can see for yourself right now, right here, what that means. With that said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Stephen Plaster, who has many titles, but for today, I'll simply recognize him as the chairman of the Robert W. Plaster Foundation. Stephen?
Wow. I have a confession. I was too busy to come to the groundbreaking. I was too busy doing other things to come watch the construction. I drove by last spring sometime in the dark, in the middle of the night, and said, a whole lot of shell corn. But I walked in this door today and I immediately said, wow, wouldn't that look good full of classic cars? What a great facility, what a great place to be. I'm so proud to be here. With that in mind, I've got to say, there's one name on the outside of the building, and that is not the name that deserves the credit for this building. That guy made it possible for us to put a little money in to support this building, but the guy that deserves the credit for this building is Dr. Hal Higdon. Because without his tireless effort, this never would have happened. And this will stand as a testament to Hal Higdon for years and years and years and years. And I think that's great. I guess I've got to say a little bit about Bob Plaster just because his name is on the building. And the best thing I can tell you is I wrote a book to answer that question. And you can order that book on Amazon or somewhere. And that'll tell you a lot more stories than I can tell today. Suffice it to say that Dad grew up in Neosho, Missouri, 100 miles from here. He was born in 1930 in the depths of the biggest depression this country's ever seen. And he was the poorest kid in town. His father was a carpenter, and He was the kid that ran around barefooted and did odd jobs and did any job that he could do. He mowed grass for a nickel a yard. He had a series of rabbit traps, and he would go out before school and run his rabbit traps and sell those rabbits for sometimes as much as a dime a piece. And he had to do that to support his family. Lost his dad early, and he learned to work. When he was in high school, he was one of the first kids in the state of Missouri that got into the work release program. And God, that sounds like prison, doesn't it? He would go to school half a day, and then they'd let him out of school so that he could go work to help support his family. And it was a pretty cool thing, and he felt good about doing it. He worked at a grocery store when he was a kid, made $7 a week working at that grocery store, Mr. Hunsacker's general store in downtown Neosho. When he graduated from high school, thinking about this building made me think of this. He often told the story of he graduated from high school and he went to work for Pet Milk, who had the biggest establishment in town, employed more people than anybody in Neosho. And he went to work there making $12 a week, which was a lot of money back then. It was a lot more than most adults made back then. But the way he made that money, he was working the graveyard shift, and he was cleaning out the milk pipes that ran across the ceiling of that entire facility. And he did that for about a year, and because he was putting away money to try to attend college. And after a year or so of doing that, he often said, I could see where I could build a career there, and I could be 40 years down the road cleaning out those pipes. And he said, and I really didn't think that's where I wanted to go. So he gave up that $12 an hour job, best paying job in town, to go to work for a used car dealer, a new car dealer, Dodge Nash Rambler dealer there in Neosho, Jesse Robbins, for $9 a week because he could do accounting. Now, the one thing he knew about accounting, he said, people that have money have to have a knowledge of accounting. So that's where he thought his future was. And he did pretty well with that. But I want to thank you all for all the contributions that you have made to this facility, because in many cases it was a lot greater than what Dad did. Okay, he put his name on the building, and we're proud to have done that. Thank you very much.
Steve, thanks for your kind words, and I did have the opportunity of meeting your dad a couple of times, and he was a giant. And I will tell you, if you haven't seen Steve's car collection, it would not fit in this building. But I love seeing it every year, and he's kind enough to invite Molly and I to hunt every year, turkey and deer. I'm still waiting to get a turkey, and she's still waiting to get a deer. So it's a very special time in the college, and we're really excited, and it's nice to hear the kind words. And I did want to acknowledge we have a lot of people watching online, a lot of links. I just got a text sitting up here. My daughter and grandchildren are watching live from the beach. So hello, Alex. Hi, kids. So the last video is a look forward at what the Robert W. Plaster Center for Advanced Manufacturing will mean to our community, region, and state. Please turn your attention to the screens.
The community benefits to the Plaster Manufacturing Center are almost too numerous to count. It fits into the city priorities of economic vitality, of quality of place, and in a much different form, the workforce development issues, workforce shortages, training workers that are going to be needed. What strikes me about the center, both when I toured it before it opened and now that it is open, is that it can be adapted to meet just about any need that an employer would have or somebody needing specific training is going to have.
It's probably one of the 5 projects or 5 transformational events in our community that we will look back on 50 years from now and say that it has made an absolute transformational impact. But it will give us an enormous advantage, some might even say an unfair advantage, as we compete with other communities and other regions for expansions and relocations of existing and new businesses that are looking for someone who will be just as invested in the success of their business, in the success of their workforce as they are. And they'll find that partner in OTC and the partners that they connect with through this community.
The real crowning event, probably, of the whole fundraising campaign was dealing with the Plaster Foundation and their representatives. They were terrific to work with. They fully understand the mission of the Manufacturing Center, and it was really a true pleasure working with them.
The state of Missouri has been very supportive of the PMC. Over the last 3 years, they've contributed $12 million toward the project. The state knows that the PMC and advanced manufacturing will be good for our local community as well as the entire state.
The great thing about Dr. Higdon is he has a vision, he always has a vision, and he always has these ideas. These ideas become promises, and he keeps his promises. And that's what he's done with this manufacturing center. He had an idea, he shared the idea, then we had a dream, we made promises to the community, we've kept our promises, and now here it is.
It's a manufacturing operation under glass. It's, I talk about manufacturing being cool. It's not cool if you can't see it. We want to create the atmosphere that's open, that is, you get a lot of natural light in, that really just showcases it once again, just manufacturing at school. This is the most aesthetically pleasing factory I've ever seen. Those of us in manufacturing, we know it's cool, but it's going to show everybody else what it can be. And the aesthetics, it's a showcase. We're just so proud of it.
So one of the questions I have been asked time and time again, what's going to happen to this 15,000 square feet of the 30,000 square feet? And I think it's a good thing to announce this will be the last meeting of this kind in this space. I hope we never have room for you again, because it's going to be filled up with business and industry doing what they do best. That's what we built it for. So we have been working diligently, Rob Rector and Robert Randolph, with this company. And so we're going to be the first to hear, and I see Claudette Riley, she's already starting to text the news leader, who is going to be occupying this industry space. And let me tell you what the industry space is designed to do. It's designed to give the latest in technology, to give 15,000 square feet of high-base space, associated training rooms, offices, support staff, air conditioning, HVAC. Believe me, we've charged them for everything. And it's going to be a place for industry. This particular industry will be in it for a while, and then one day Matt Morrow will call from the chamber and say, hey, we've got a hot prospect and they need space. And then that company will come to Springfield, or a company already in Springfield who wants to expand. My goal is for the trustees to tell me you built it too small. So Larry's already nodding, because we hope it's so successful. We do need to continue to build more industry space, because Springfield is a special place. Southwest Missouri is a special place. Our unemployment rate is lower than the rest of the state. We have almost no unemployment here. And because of that, it's important for us to train up, retrain, and also to attract talent to the area, and we think this is going to do it. So I've been making you have suspense for a while now. So it is my pleasure to announce that the industry partner who will be occupying this space will be DT Engineering, and we have with us today the head of DT Engineering, Jim Sheldon. Jim, would you please stand? Yeah. There he is. Interestingly, he's sitting next to the attorney who negotiated the deal and his wife. So the fact that he's still talking to Randall is really a good thing. But we're very excited to have Jim and his company as part of our OTC family. And to the other companies who were behind them in line and we didn't have room, Jim was first. So we're excited, and we're excited to see where it's going to lead. It's been a great day today. There's a lot of people in the crowd who I should have thanked, and I probably will hear about later. But if I didn't thank you, consider yourself thanked right now. I did look over to the right and saw Jack Stack. Jack is one of my favorite speaking buddies. He and I spoke to the Chamber of Commerce leadership group about a year ago. And I don't know if we were insightful, but they told us we were funny, Jack. So there's nobody I'd rather speak with than Jack, and we really appreciate the investment Jack has made in OTC. And the reason I mention him particularly is Paul talked about the future. Well, in the past, we had somebody who believed in the future. We have been running classes for SRC that they have been paying to send their students through cohorts here for years and years, longer than I've been here. And that's one of the exciting things that happened this legislative session. Legislators, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Senator Huff. This is my paid advertisement for Fast Track. We have a program that Governor Parson and Commissioner Mulligan brought that gives 25-year-olds without a college degree the ability to go back to school for free. The legislature messed it up the first time, but they went back and fixed it this time, thanks to Senator Huff. And it is no longer a forgivable loan, it is a grant. So if you're watching this today and you're a business owner and you have training needs and you have employees who fit that bill, call me. You can call me, I will refer you to the right people, and we'll get them in training. There's over 100 programs that are eligible for Fast Track across the state, not just at OTC, but all of our higher education institutions. Cliff Smart will sign you up today if you want to work on a degree. We'll sign you up, Drury will, Evangel will. But we need to get our industries to take advantage of a program. And my goal, Senator Huff, is that you have to do an early appropriation because we didn't put enough money into it. OTC has been the #1 user of Fast Track since it started, and we want to continue that. So that's my paid political announcement for Fast Track. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. We appreciate all the hard work, and I'm glad Paul called out our employees. We've had employees who've been working 24/7 as the contractors finished up. On Saturdays and Sundays, I was here yesterday, there was a big crowd. Saturday working. We've had people from every walk of the college running scrubbers, sweeping floors, Windexing, carpeting. So all OTC employees, if you're not already standing, please stand. Let's give them a hand. And if they look a little sleepy, they are. But the good news is you ain't seen nothing yet, because last Monday the Board of Trustees voted to hire architects to build our new airframe and power plant building at the airport. So we have another project for Rob Rector and crew, and we're going to be designing that to teach mechanics to work at the American Airlines facility at the airport and help bring more people in. And I know, Congressman Long, you're nodding your head because you fly in a lot, and you like those American Airline planes to even get bigger ones. So that's one of the things that we hope to do, is to attract more American Airlines and maybe some other airlines to come in and even help the air service. So we'll see you in about 2 years out at the airport for a dedication of our A&P program. Thank you all for being here. And there are self-guided tours for the rest of the afternoon. There'll be subject matter experts standing at their classroom or around their facilities. And we just thank each and every one of you, and we hope you have a great day.